Hello, Mad Bible Nation. Sgibs here for another exciting edition of Not Your Den. It is not even my den, but it is the MadDen. Special week this week as I've been away on vacation all last week. A lot of big things happening, not only in my life, but in the Mad community. But today we are in Dallas, Texas. We are not really in the MadDen, but we're in the Dallas Texan den. So that's right, home of the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to be here all week. No PlayStation 3, no Xbox 360. It's just me, the camera, in Madden Bible Nation. So today what we're going to specifically talk about is one specific play that I think is hands down the best play in the game. This play has the ability to beat any single defense that the defense will throw at you, whether it's man-to-man, whether it's zone blitzing, whether it's man blitzing. You will be able to attack the defense and consistently beat them as long as you make the correct pre-snap reads and post-snap reads. That play that I'm talking about is the mesh play from Shotgun Trips Bunch week. Excuse me. Don't know what was happening there. But I'm just real excited about this play. This play is awesome. A lot of different reads. The halfback out of the backfield's on a wheel route. We have a flat route to the right. We have two drags over the middle. To top it off, we can either have a post over the middle or a corner route to the right. It's really depending on the situation of where you really want to attack the defense. So if we're going to look at a man-to-man, the way you're going to look at this play, and keep in mind, I want to stress that this play is in the vast majority of playbooks. If it's not in your playbook, there are other varieties, so you can maybe potentially find it in shotgun, split backs. That's in a lot of different formations, a lot of different playbooks. But really the best play is the Shotgun Trips Bunch week from the mesh play. So if against man-to-man, what you're really going to want to look at is the first two reads you want to read are the mesh routes over the middle. The drag routes are going to open up over the middle. As they cross paths with each other, one of those two routes will open up. As a drag route really is the best route in the game because it is always open up against pretty much any defense, just at different points. But especially against man-to-man, those two routes are going to rub off each other, and you should be able to hit the receiver before any pressure can get to you. But it's up to you as the quarterback to make that correct read. Your other options against this man defense is either the halfback out of the backfield that running the wheel route. What you're really going to want to specifically look at that is if they're in a defense where they're showing a fake blitz or they're doing a man-to-line and maybe the linebacker covering the halfback out of the flat is lined up all the way on the right side of the line of scrimmage. That's something you're going to need to recognize and you're going to need to be able to pick up, because if he is that far away, that halfback is going to be wide open. That halfback route as well is it's a very unique route when you throw it correctly, because a lot of times the defender will get messed up even if they are in correct position, and they really have a hard time to defend this route when thrown correctly. It's a snap, wait a second, throw with a pass lead up. It's also very hard to use her. This one route by the halfback is going to be your friend. You want to throw it a lot. Against man-to-man, you're also going to look to the right flat. You do have a receiver that's going to be streaking to the flat. That's also a great option, as it tends not to get bumped. The one side effect of that route against man coverage is that you probably won't pick up many yards, maybe one or two at the most, unless you get a broken tackle, because the man defender will be on that receiver's coattails, and they will most likely get taken down for short yardage. Your last couple routes, you can have a streak if you want to get one of the drags, or a corner route, or the post over the middle. Probably not the best, because they're not going to open up that quick if they're bringing pressure. So I would kind of shy away from those. And if it does open up, if you do have time, to your last read. Against zone, a lot of different ways to attack against zone. Cover two, obviously, both flat routes, your wheel route by the halfback and the flat route to the right, not going to be your first options. What you really want to do is work the right side of the field where you have the bunch. You want to work those routes and work where the weakness is against the cover two. So the drag route that you have that's running to the left of the field, streak that receiver, streak him, so he's going to streak up the middle of the field and try and get in between the two deep safeties. You have the wide receiver that's in the middle of the bunch, put him on a slant right. So that's what you're going to do with that receiver, is you're trying to sit him right behind that flat route. So you have that flat route that's going to be running and pulling the flat defender up into space where the flat receiver is running, and you're going to try and get the slant to sit right behind that zone. Now, this is where you need to make the read, because if the deep safety chooses to cover the slant route, then that streak up the middle should be open. If the deep safety looks to cover the streak route, you need to look to hit the slant. So it's all based upon a read, but one of those two routes will be open. The route you can look to kind of consider is the halfback route. It's probably not your first option, but it is a route that will open up because it's really tough to defend. So you might be able to sneak it in there and maybe pick up some yards, but I wouldn't recommend trying to have that be your first option. Cover 3 is a fickle defense because it's probably one of the most balanced and best defenses just overall because it covers deep, it covers short, covers middle. So you have a lot of different ways, a lot of different options to read. If you're in a more compressed cover 3, which I mean by like a 4-3 or 3-4, you're really probably going to want to look to hit the flat more so if you're facing like a dime or if you're facing quarters. And the reason for it is because a quarters or a dime, your slot DBs, they're going to be covering the flats, and they're going to be able to get to the flat a little bit quicker. So it's all based upon what you're reading pre-snap. If you're in a 4-3 going against a 4-3, look for that. So against the cover 3, really you're going to need to really base your reads. I would probably look more towards the flat and see if you can beat the linebacker or the DB that's in coverage. If not, I would again work that right side of the field, that mesh. I'd do a streak, I would do a slant right, and just kind of pick and choose because again, you're going to be seeing on that streak and that slant route, the streak receiver is going to pull the safeties deep, and right underneath it should be the slant route, or vice versa. The slant route might pull the safety, and then the seam route should open up. Cover 4, flats. Flats all day. You know the song? Flats, 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 everybody. Flats, 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 everybody. That's what you want to do against cover 4. Hit the flats, abuse it all day. If you're going to get to cover 4, you're going to make them out of the cover 4, and you will hit the flats with the mesh play. Guys, you got to check out this play. It's probably one of the most dynamic plays in the game. If you do put it in your arsenal, it's going to really open everything up for you. It's going to make offense that much easier for you. It's got to be an audible. It is a must-have play in any offensive scheme. End of story. I don't want to hear any excuses. It is the play that is going to help you win games. It's going to get those big-time yards for you. It's a play when you don't know what to call, you will call this play. I am Sgibs. I am your host. This is not your den. It is not my den, but it is the MadDen. I am in Dallas, Texas. I was on vacation all last week. I didn't have one, but my fiance's sister had a new baby boy. I couldn't be happier. I'm glad to be back. Show number 25. We will see you tomorrow. Show number 26. Take care.